All right, let's see what you
Sure.
got.
Show us the latest
Yeah.
version.
Alrighty. So, guessing you guys can all see the page
Mm-hmm.
here.
Yes,
So, if
sir.
you go to www.friamap.com, you get this lovely website that was put together in about 24 hours. So, um, you get so part of here is just the image of what the overall map looks like. Little information about the map of what it covers, how accurate it is, that kind of stuff, and then different organizations that endorse it. So if we open up the map, does it? All right, switch to this tab instead. We can
Woo.
see we have around 1,301 FRIAs um, as of
So it's
when I
already
the data.
you've already demonstrating an enhancement over the FAA UAS facility map, and that
Good
is that it
tune.
has not crashed yet.
And it
Well,
has FRIAs on it.
It has
it's
FRIAs
still
on it.
using
A second excellent attribute.
it's still using the same software that the FAA is using.
The GIS
Yep,
software that
ArcGIS.
they're using.
Correct.
Great.
So with this map, you can see we have the little legend here. So FPVFC FRIAs are in green,
Great.
TCA in orange, STEM plus C in red. They're on the west coast, and then AMA in blue. We have FRIA boundaries in yellow. So there are boundaries for 3 out of 4 CVOs. AMA would not give me the boundary information, so I had to use the GPS location for the field that they said was approved. So some of those GPS coordinates may or may not be at those AMA fields.
Yeah.
They might be close to it. You'll just have to look up the club name. It's just a relative location for AMA. But STEM plus C, TCA, and FPVFC, all of theirs are correct. I can zoom into the FRIA that I got from my school through FPVFC. The yellow boundary is showing the boundary coordinates, and those are the exact GPS boundaries from the FPVFC applications. And then you can click on it to say, oh, that's at York College, and get a GPS coordinate of the center there.
Great.
Nice.
And Alex, you're being modest. You said what the overall website took less than 24 hours, and this is your work, and it took. We're all aware that this took a lot more than 24 hours to put this together. So thank you for doing this, and thanks to those of us sponsoring this.
And that
It's great.
yet you as one person were able to pull off what the FAA still couldn't do.
So this is an AMA field.
There you go. There's the point. Yeah.
I know one person I was showing this to said that their AMA field was like a half mile down the road from where the pin was, but I don't care enough to fix that, especially since AMA didn't give me their data directly. So
Yeah, that's unfortunate that they didn't want to share that. Hope
yeah,
maybe after they see how effective this is,
Well, there's an
they'll have a
example.
change. They'll have a change of heart.
that's a
Sender
circle
and
This
FRIA.
MC, right?
Yes,
Point and
that's a
radius.
STEM
Yeah,
circle FRIA.
Yeah.
There's a couple of those from FTCA actually. I'd say at least half of the 30 FTCA FRIAs are center and radius.
interesting.
So like FPVFC FRIAs, they're mostly on the East Coast, but
Mm-hmm.
that's mostly because. But I think that's because I've applied for these, and then Dan got these. I think Dan's waiting for some over here.
Yeah, I have. It's only been 6 or 7 months since my three have been applied. So
I'd double check on that because it's start at least double check to see if it's under review.
yeah, they
Right.
were under review as of November, so I should check
Oh,
again.
okay. And then
Yeah, so at least they
the
didn't get
FTC
totally lost like your other stuff has.
That's correct.
there's 3 in Alaska, 2 in Hawaii, 3 in Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
Cool.
Yep. There are 30 FTCA FRIAs, 9 FPVFC, 6 or 7 STEM plus C, and 1,207. No, not 1,256 of AMAs.
I really
So
thought
at this point,
FPCA was
we're
going to have more, but maybe they had a lot rejected or are still working on getting
yeah,
approval.
and at this point we're at third capacity according to the FAA, right?
That's correct. Yeah, their target is
So, yeah.
4,000, and so it is. That's a pretty sad statement. Just to reiterate what we've put forward multiple times. If you take the number of small UAS recreational operators divided by 20, so you'd say one FRIA for every 20 operators / pilot. That would equate to 79,000 FRIAs, and the FAA is targeting 4,000.
And I'm sure all
obviously,
the rest of the operators are going to fly with remote ID, so they don't need a
that's right.
FRIA.
Yeah.
That's right. Absolutely. No need for the FRIAs. And of course, the AMA has 2,600 fields, and they're confident that they'll get all of those in for submission. And sounds like the FAA is doing a great job of prioritizing the AMA over lots of other applications.
Yep. Can you zoom out to just mainland U.S.?
I can, but I wanted to point something out first.
Oh, go for
Oh,
it.
the Edgewater Golf Course.
Yeah.
So this is Edgewater where flight test is, and this is the only part that the FAA approved. That's
Yes.
their whole place.
Right.
That's all they approved. And
Right.
that's also part of it. And I'm guessing because of that building and that building that they wouldn't
That's
do
correct.
that.
Yeah. It took a number of iterations to get that approved, and happily, Fury Field, which is the location, there
Right
you go.
here.
Thank you very
And
much.
that should be for
That's the
Flight Fest.
location of Flight Fest 2024.
So the interesting part about this is you can kind of tell, the FRIAs are pretty much in accordance with population density, right? So
Yes.
East Coast, West Coast, and kind of North Midwest there are definitely the gist of where everybody is located in the United States, and the middle from basically Nevada on over to probably Kansas is pretty coincidental with population density in the U.S. So good to see that the distribution is shaping up correctly, but definitely would like to see more. So Alex, are you doing anything to maintain this, or is this a standing map for now?
I may maintain it. I may not maintain it. I don't know yet.
So, but it's a good step in identifying, and it's a good proof of concept for what this should look
it's a
like
start
for the
for
FAA,
people.
right?
So
Yeah.
it doesn't need to be maintained. I might maintain it. I might add if people have educational institution FRIAs, I might add those since those aren't on this list currently. Because it's only CDO FRIAs. I probably won't. What?
FRIAs have to be renewed every 4 years. Is that correct?
I believe so.
So this has a longevity of at least that long?
Correct. I'd say 3.5 because I think the first couple were approved in July.
Mm-hmm.
So
yep, it's great.
Safer to say 3.5 years for longevity for this because I don't know which ones were approved. I didn't add which ones were approved when because that would be way too many data points to add that information to. Because I'd have to copy and paste that individually or type it individually, which I didn't want to do.
So you're saying that an API or an SDK might be a really useful thing for the FRIA database?
Probably.
For the inside joke, my tongue is so firmly in my cheek because we've been asking for an API, which exists, but the FAA will not give us access to, and they've just the reason why they don't want to give us access is because they've taken the decision that they don't want to give us access. They did say they did say at one point that it was for security reasons, but we did have a discussion that that's really not a viable response in as much as they have other APIs, notably for trust, where they have handed out cross firewall APIs. So we will continue to persevere that, or pursue that rather.
A couple other things with this is Pennsylvania has the most FRIAs, 104. Some other features with the map that might help you use it is you can set it to find your location, so you can get an estimate of where you are and see, oh, there's a FRIA near me, and be like, Frederick Mile Aircraft Club, which is where I fly at when I'm home.
I assume that geolocates your IP address. You're assuming that that's
Yes.
assuming that's
I don't know what it's doing. I'm not sure what
It's
method they're choosing.
a feature of ArcGIS.
It's just fairly accurate.
Yep, it's just from ArcGIS, so that's what I'm using.
So what's the web address for this?
www.friamap.com.
There
You can also search for places, so whatever address you want to use, you can search for that.
Cool.
If you want to hide AMA FRIAs, you can use that. Do what everything else is like. You could even hide FTCA, STEM plus C, or FPVFC and be like, oh, there's no FRIAs.
Right.
Or if you want to just look at
that's interesting.
boundaries.
You still see the boundaries. Okay.
Yep, which you can hide those with that, and now you have nothing. So basically what the FAA has.
Oh, sick burn. That's awesome. Great job, Alex. This is
nice piece of work.
Yep, 100%.